Yeah, lovelies. Let's talk about the latest post of Mama Rita Edochie with regards to the 1 billion naira defamation suit by Judy Austin, because she came and said they done the beg or something like they are now pleading. I want to believe that that pleading is okay. Don't take further action. Let us now settle out of court as a family. Okay, that's a good one. But the truth about the matter is that if anybody should tell me that you is not aware of this, I will not agree. There's just no way Judy Austin will have the audacity to do this if you is not aware. And don't forget that it was after they buried them alive movie. They had I think 3 million views or some how many million views, and then something came in. All of a sudden, Judy Austin now remember that her marriage is being tarnished, image of her recent marriage and what have you. Apparently, when she now met the lawyer, maybe you asked her to do that, and then he didn't supervise, one or two things, and then she now made this blunder of Mrs. Judy Austin Edochie, and then referring to her recent marriage, whereas Yu's divorce with May is still ongoing in the court, and Yu under oath said that he's not married to Judith, that they are only skit makers and content creators. Now the point is this: if you had considered this woman a member of your family, it's even your uncle that you should have spoken to. That is her husband. I mean, you now. It's your uncle because it's you that is supposed to be protecting Judy. That was why I said in one of my recent videos, I said, Judy, look, you are putting yourself too much in the front. They have not even married you. So by the time they marry you, what will now happen? It's you that should be defending you. And if you feels that what Mama Rita doing, is out of hand or whatever, he can talk to his uncle. That is his father's younger brother, or even his own father, and then ask them to call Mama Rita to order, let them hold a meeting and all that. That is how family does things. But you allow Judy Austin to come and embarrass this woman, and you're telling her to withdraw the case or begging for her to withdraw the case. How? It doesn't make sense. Because, I mean, if that is done, then it will now be like the supporters of this lady will now be like, hey, she don't run away. Now she come they beg. That's why she didn't pursue the case again and all that. And she may not like that. She may not like that. So you should have considered her interest initially before you allowed Judy Austin to do this. And Judy Austin on her own, I mean, they told you to just go like that. You didn't think twice. You didn't reason. You didn't reason. Like I said in that, I think, I can't remember one of my videos that I said that. I said, look, the money that you guys got from this bury them alive or bury you alive or something, whatever you will give you out of that money, you should have invested it in your business. You should have, kept it or something, because you have toddlers. Most times when you is not there and something is needed, at least you have something to fall back on before you now call him or whatever. No, but you went and paid lawyers. Now, that money that you paid the lawyers would have done something, better for you with the three toddlers that you have. But they just told you, sue Mama Rita and sue your ex-husband. You now decided to. And like I said, the ex-husband, he might come to court and make some disclosures that will be so deadly. So disclosures that will be so deadly that by the time you will hear it, it will be something else. So before you embark on this kind of a thing, you think twice, you reason it out. Then you can now call it whatever thing you call. You can you'll and say, okay, this is it. This is why don't we do it like this? It's cease and desist letter. Let's issue her that first of all and everything. But you just went ahead because you wanted to prove a point. Social media validation. So the woman is also saying that look, let's get there. And I understand that the 100 million naira adultery case, we were thinking is bigamy, no, is adultery case that May instituted against Judy Austin, that she has never appeared in court, let alone paying the money. But I'm like, if somebody doesn't appear in court, is there no content of court? That's what I don't understand. Maybe she appeared and they plead that they should give her time to pay or something. I don't know what happened. But, for her not to appear in court, according to Mama Rita, I just don't understand that. However, because I know this case have been since, I think since last year. Yeah. So, however, now that the thing is like that, you have now come to expose this woman, okay? And then some people are even trolling her. Oh, your co-wife and other co-wife herself. Is she married? Is she married? Has she been married to the Edochie family? Anyways, there's this narrative that some people are putting out there. social media is not everything you see there that you believe. So allegedly, that when you wanted to go, you said that it has not paid the bride price of the lady, and that apparently is only introduction that he did, but that whatever thing you did when he got to Judith's place to do that, that the father refused. That is Judy's father refused and said that he knows Peter Edochie. Why is he not here, with his son or any of his brothers? So that he's not going to take maybe the drinks that they brought on and all that. So they now said, except if he hears from the man that he's aware of this. They now said that they called him, and then he and the Judy's father spoke before the man now agreed, and then now welcomed you, and then collected what he brought and everything. I don't know. It's allegedly, but I saw it there. So the point I'm making is this: if that is true, okay, then that means by the time this Mrs. Judy Austin Yule Edochie, that this lady, and referring to her recent marriage, by the time the issue comes up, you will go in for it. And this is the man that you love. And then now you are just implicating the man just because you wanted social media validation. Maybe they told you to lie low key until the divorce with May pulls through, and then you can now come up. Maybe they will now go and marry you, officially and everything. No, but you wouldn't want to do that. By the way, was there any need for this lawsuit? Was there really any need? And you make it look as if it's a child's play, because for you to sue for 1 billion, I mean, it makes it look like a child's play. So, for me personally, to be honest, I don't want Mrs. Mama Rita to withdraw the case. I just don't want to. And another thing is that by the time they get to court, before they will even hear the defamation allegation or whatever, you'll first of all ask, okay, Mrs. Judy Austin, prove to us that it's not impersonation. How are you, Mrs. Judy Austin Edochie? Are you married to him? When did you get married to him? What happened, something like that. And at the end of the day, they will now discover that this divorce case is still ongoing while you are married to this man. So it becomes a problem, it becomes a mess up. That's why sometimes when you want to do something, you sit down and check the cost. So telling Mama Rita now to withdraw it is because they have seen that the case is now tilting towards her positively. That's why. Otherwise, if it is a situation whereby she will go to court and then probably they will jail her, maybe they will not ask that this case will be withdrawn. And as a matter of fact, I just thought about that. If the Diosin can have this heart, aside the time the Chukwu love come, I was dancing with this man and everything, and he still have the mind to do this. Despite all the trolls and insults people were giving to her or are giving to her on the social media, she still had the mind to do this. Please, if they marry this Judy Austin into a Edochie family, even May's children are not safe because they will want to contest what those children have or whatever their mother bought for them or something. Because I just don't understand this. I just don't understand this overzealousness, this desperation. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't just make sense. And if it is true, if I saw another, is it a post now or so, or maybe people are just wishing that Yu's mother now asked Judy Austin to bring the children, to spend whatever summer holidays or whatever with them. I don't know. I don't think that is true. But if it is true, I don't have a problem with that because I said, since this lady gave birth to 3 children for you people, at the end of the day, you people will have to accept her. That's just the truth about the matter. But maybe, just maybe now, they've gone to do one or two things, traditionally or whatever, whereas this other divorce case is still on. That is what is going to implicate you because he swore on it. It was under oath when he said that he's not married to Judy Austin, that they're only skid makers and that they are content creators. So coming now to now see the woman now putting Mrs. Judy Austin, or is it that they are not in communication? Or is it that maybe this one is apart, they talk on phone and this one will say, okay, I'll call you back, and he didn't call again? Because if they are together, she should have known that this, what is it called, that this divorce case is still ongoing. And then the content of what should be there, she should, this guy should have also known, right? Maybe get one or two lawyers to preview the thing, I don't know whether it is the Baba man that, prepared that for her, but whoever, calling you Mrs. Judy Austin, and then I think you're under oath, writ of some. Oh no. This is a huge one. So and like in one or two of those my videos, I said, look, Judy, I want you to know that Mama Rita's son is a lawyer, so she might not pay legal fees, as in hiring a lawyer. Okay, no matter whether the guy is just called to bar or whatever. She might not pay that. But you now, every sitting of that case, you will have to pay. Every sitting. I saw another post where Judy's ex-husband was telling her to like withdraw the case for the sake of their children and everything. People were saying that he's begging and all that. But I think the man is justified because what he's asking for is access to his children. And then if he's now saying, consider these children, okay, withdraw this case, this is not it, right? Let us, agree on or something like that, out of court, how I will have access to these children. He's not asking for custody, in fairness to him. It's only access. And I don't think that is wrong. I don't think that is wrong. Because you that is, apparently telling Judy to keep them or, take them away from this man or something. He's having access to his own children. He calls them and they talk on the phone. Remember the podcast he made and said that Carl, the one that is a doctor, eh? I asked in that my video, is it reading medicine or studying medicine? Whichever one, the guy is doing medicine. So he claimed that the guy called him and now told him that his matriculation is coming up, I think a day or two, to the day that he called me, and now said that he wouldn't have time to come and then sent him pocket money. So he's in touch with his children. But this other one, and then you are now denying this man his children. That is what I just don't understand. That the man is not bringing. But we saw photographs of when he went to the village to go and visit the children until 2018, when Judy now blocked him. Apparently, the relationship with you now started getting more serious and all that. So she blocked this man. So how do you now want the man to do? Where would he see Judy or whatever to now send money or even the children? He was not allowed to come close to them. So I just don't understand people that are blaming this man. Honestly, I don't agree with them, okay? But however, what I'm saying in this video is that, I'm in support of Mama Rita, not dropping this case because it's going to solve a lot of things, right? Even though it's going to affect you. If it is true that, he's now married to Judy Austin, whereas under oath he said he's not, and then his divorce case is still ongoing, and he is the one that has been delaying that divorce case, as in house Aja mansion, we have to sell it and divide the money into two, we have to do this, we have to do that. You begin to wonder, you are the father of these children with May. So if you sell the Aja mansion that you built with May, and allegedly May's money was more, now, if you sell the house and divide the money into two or whatever percentage, then May will use her own to go and get a house for her children. Now, you use your own and go and get a house for your second family, which means you didn't play your role as a father here because you are the one that is supposed to provide accommodation for them. Now that you have gotten a second person, whether concubine or whatever, now you and May built this one. So why don't you go and build with this other person so that, you now know that this is our own? Why are you insisting on this one? So he has been the one that has been delaying this and, coming up, contending one or two things. And at the same time, you're contending there. Then you now decided to violate the law by going to now marry this way. For Judy to be bold enough to say, Mrs. I want to believe that maybe there's something that is done, either traditionally or whatever. I don't know. But all Mama Rita, I think she wants to do now is that when we get to the court, then first of all, you prove that you are married to this guy. How are you married to him? Is it traditionally? Is it civil? Whichever way, just present proof that you are married to this guy. Then maybe the case of the divorce ongoing, and then this one will now come up before we talk about the divorce. Law case. This might last for 2 years, However, it's really unfortunate. And I heard that Yule's father told Judy to, I don't know if it is true, told her to remove Edochie's name from the suit. But this man has been there now. Judy has been answering Yule Edochie since now. He has been answering Yule Edochie since. So I don't know. I don't know. This thing is so complicated, okay? And these people are not making things easy, especially Yule and Judy. They are not making things, and that's why people are dragging them, okay? If you people decide to marry and you feel that both of you are in love, there's a way you do this thing now. There's a way you do this thing, and then you face your life. These people have already moved on. Mr. Obas has remarried. He has 3 sons with his wife. May has moved on. And so, I mean, why all this? Why are you attaching all these baggages and all this drama and controversies, over your relationship? It's something that you should have handled neat and clear. Tell Judy to pipe down, to low key while you sort out the things generally. before anything. But I don't know. I just don't know. But I want to tell you the truth. Like I said in one of my videos, I say, if you are aware that Judy is going to file this lawsuit and you allowed her, I want you to know that you are the one that is going to suffer it more. And that is exactly what is playing out. And if Judy's husband, ex-husband, wants to now worsen the matter, he will now sue you for abduction of his children, because that's what it means. Judy came out and accepted in that video. Recall now, after the man said, we talked a lot, we made love, we talked a lot, we made love. Judy now came out to say that people should even thank you for taking care of the children. I saw a single mother, and a single mother that you made yourself to, because you left the man's house. And after you left the man's house and were having a relationship with you still came back to meet the man and talk a lot and then did. And then she now said that that you took those children, he provided accommodation for them, paying their school fees and all that. So this man should sue that is an abduction against you. And then since Judy made her own 1 billion, she can make her own. He can make his own maybe 3 billion or 5 billion. So that billion will jump billion. Is it not better like that? And then when they pay the thing, they can employ an accountant. Judy will employ an accountant to count her own. He will employ an accountant to count his own. Friends, that's all I have to say in this video. As usual, let's have your opinion at the comment section so that we rub minds, and then we'll further the conversation there as usual. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so very much for all the encouragements, for all the support, for everything, I am sincerely grateful. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, dear friends.